Hey guys, it's Kelsey and I'm back with another scrapbooking process video. So this is another layout for How to Kill a Kit with Style November using Vickie Boutin's Wildflower and Honey collection sent to me by Scrapbook Your Joy. So for this one, I decided I wanted to do something kind of more multicolor and more paper layer based. I know my last one was very monochromatic, very much about the embellishment clusters. So I'm trying to kind of alternate to make sure I'm not getting stuck in a a singular groove. So I pulled out this kind of orangey red background paper, and then I have a scrap of this navy already that I decided would be a really nice grounding point for my photos. And I have two photos here from our first night in Maui. We went to eat at this South Shore grill. It's like a Hawaiian style grill, so we thought, of course, that we have to have some Hawaiian food while we are here. So that's kind of what I'm documenting. That first photo is right outside. You kind of have the sunset going down behind the building, and then the second photo was my meal, which was amazing. Oh my gosh, it was so good. So I trimmed my photos down a little bit so I'd have some more room for layering, and I'm just going to layer both of those with a few layers from the 6x8 paper pad and a few scraps that I already had. So it's kind of where I'm starting. I'm definitely still on the train where I'm trying to make sure I'm pulling out embellishments specifically that I think I will have a hard time using and getting it used up now. So I'm not left with a bunch of embellishment at the end that I don't know what to do with. So you'll kind of see that as we get going. I have this scrap here left over from, I think it was my fifth process video where I had fussy cut those big floral corner pieces out of the paper pad. So I kept the scrap. I'm just going to use it to add a little bit of layering behind these photos. And then those are just going to be tucked together on this big navy piece, and I'm going to build my layout from there. So I really don't have a plan. I just know I want these two photos with a few layers clustered next to each other and then build out from there. So going through my scraps still, I decided to take this little yellow scrap and make a horizontal shelf beneath the photos so I kind of have something to build off of. So that's kind of what I'm thinking right now. I don't know what I'm looking for. I guess I'm looking for more layers. I just know I wanted more layers than what was already on there. So I have like one mat around the photos and then that scrap that I used to kind of mat around a few other corners, and now I just want something else to fully mat both photos. That was a mouthful, sorry if that didn't make any sense, but I love this teal. I thought it would look really nice with this orange, and it's bright enough even though it's still blue where it stands apart from that navy. So I did just take that 6x8 piece, and I'm going to mat both photos in that before I clustered these photos together. So that's where I'm starting. This is, it was a while ago when I scrapbooked the page, but I had mentioned a while ago that our first day in Maui, my overnight bag was stolen out of the car while we were in the rainforest. So this is kind of what we did after that. So we filled out a report with the police office in case they found it, they could contact me. But after we kind of dealt with that, we just went out to eat. So this is kind of recovering from that. I mean, we had this amazing day in the rainforest. You guys have seen all the layouts and the pictures. So that kind of sucked having some of my stuff stolen, but at least it was just like an overnight supply of things and not my whole suitcase. So then trying to turn around the trip here, you don't want to kind of be in a bad mood on Hawaii, right? So eating here definitely helped. It was super cool. I had such an amazing atmosphere and just like gave you those Maui vibes, you know. So that's kind of where I'm going in my direction for this page. I do have a few other scraps I'm pulling in. So like I said, I did the yellow to kind of make this shelf. I also had a scrap of this red, so I did just do a little border punch to make a little scallopy detail to go up under the yellow. So I'm just building from there. I already have this kind of empty space in the right side of the photo, so I don't know if the title is going to go there or journaling or embellishment, but for right now it's just open. I kind of know I want something in one of the upper corners. I'm not sure which one. It kind of decides which way I end up building off of these photos, but I already know I kind of want something up there. But I did go to the chipboard sheet. I wanted to make sure I got at least one of the bigger pieces from the chipboard sheet used up. And so there was this kind of corally orangey red looking arrow that says live, create, tell the story, repeat. And I thought that orangey color was very similar to this background color, so I thought it would be nice to pull that into the middle of the page on top of the photos, so that kind of connects those two photos and is pointing to this delicious food. So I'm kind of thinking that'll go there. And then I also pulled in this journaling piece that's the same kind of corally orange. I'm playing with a lot of different stuff. I was deciding, should I try the owls? Owls don't make sense. I don't even know if owls are on Hawaii, but these owls have heart eyes. And I just thought that was really appropriate for me because I had major heart eyes when I was looking at this food. And I was like, you know what? I don't think I have anything that I could literally use owls for. So I feel like I could use it in that context and it would make sense. So I have this journaling piece I'm pulling in because the color works. I'm trying to get some owls on here because why not? There's this really cool navy frame, circular frame that I thought would be a really cool layery piece. So that's going to be tucked behind all of that. And then since I do kind of have this navy vibe going, I did pull in the square, I don't know what you would call it, the embellishment from the chipboard sheet that says every day may not be good, but there is something good in every day, which I really thought was appropriate. I saw that and I was like, that has to go on this page because that just tells the story right there. Like, I mean, this day was amazing. You kind of had left a bitter taste in your mouth, you know, once you kind of have some stuff stolen. But to look on the bright side, because I mean, that's not the thing you want to focus on. And that's why I don't want to mention too much about that in these scrapbook pages, because that's not something I really care to remember. I don't want to look back at this memory and have a negative thought, you know? So trying to keep it positive and light helps. So I kind of addressed it on that last page a while ago when I mentioned it. But other than that, I'm trying to just look on the bright side. So I did gut a piece of that navy circular frame. I have a few scraps in the same paper as I used in this larger area that I'm just going to mimic up in the upper left-hand corner. Now that I've built this journaling piece out to the right with embellishment, I thought it would be nice to mirror that on the upper left-hand corner of the page so it kind of has some flow. There are some flat stickers of owls as well in the embellishment sheet, so I figured I am using the owls, might as well put them all on there. So I did layer one of the owls on top of the die cut owl, and then the other one thankfully was facing the other direction, so it frames my page really well by having that other owl in the upper left hand corner. So that's kind of where my embellishment is starting. And then again, I'm just looking and trying to see what else I can pull in from the ephemera sheet. There are 2 hearts on the chipboard sheet that I thought I might pull in, but I end up only keeping one of them. And now I'm just going for my journaling. So I'm pulling in a mustardy colored yellow to journal on to the right, which is just pointing to the photo and just saying the meal that I had. So I had some island style ribs with kimchi, pickled ginger, wild rice, and pasta salad. It was so good. It was so good. So I just wanted to make a note about what I had, and so that if you were looking at this photo, you can kind of see. And then I just did journaling on the upper left-hand corner in the navy, and that just says, today was an emotional roller coaster. We had such an amazing time in the rainforest, then were diverted with my stolen purse at least we got to end the day here. So kind of wraps it all up. I don't want to linger too much on the negative, but kind of everything makes sense now to me between the sentiments and all of that. So you did see I misspelled, or one of my letters looked weird, so I went over it in a white gel pen and then rewrote it. So that's what I was doing just then. But I think that's it. I do go back and I have the scrap of this teal that I end up layering top and bottom of this big navy piece, just add a little bit more emphasis on the side where the photos are, just so your eyes are kind of drawn to that. But that's pretty much it. So it's a pretty simple page. I'm really glad I got these owls used up and some of these bigger sentiments I was having a hard time using so far. I'm really pleased with how it turned out. So here are the close-ups. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.